Hello everybody, welcome to my drumming world. It's Stamatis from SK Drumming here, and today it's Friday, we have another Q&A episode. Welcome on board. How's everybody doing? Are you okay? Apologies about last Friday, we missed that episode. I was overloaded with the projects and thus leading up to release one easy song and also to miss that episode. Let's start with some news. My news are related about the projects I run, about several stuff that I do that you probably might be interested on them, and of course to drumming. So my first project is the chicken house. It's close to be done. Hopefully the skeleton will be finished up on tomorrow. It will be painted and only is left to place the wood in order to protect the chicken birds from the cold or the heat in the summer. But we decided with my wife to bring up the chicken birds on March and not during the winter, because in the area that I live the winter is harsh and the small chicken birds probably won't make it through the winter. So this project is postponed for the spring of 2023. My next news is about the songs. Thank you so much for making viral the Dance of Eternity. I really appreciate that because it was tremendous the amount of views it got in just a single day, and even on today it still receives views. If you missed that video, you can find it just right there in the pop-up card or in the description below. Other than that, I have also songs in the oven to mature enough and be released. And the last one that you saw on Monday was done pretty much without any preparation at all. Means that I got my drumsticks, sat on the throne, placed the cameras, started tracking, some little mixing, some little editing, and here is it. I have a bunch of easy songs like that in my portfolio for future use, and hopefully you will see them, as this has a start and has not a finish point. My next news section is about the martial art. Yeah, I'm into martial arts since my 8th year old. I started that as an anti-bullying let's say mechanism. Works very well, and I suggest all of you to send your kids to learn Japanese martial arts, as the philosophy of those martial arts are not the violence, but on how we can coexist. Yesterday had the first lesson with one student after 3 years of inactivity due to COVID and to unvaccinated restrictions that we had in our country. Hopefully we will get more students, we'll have more fun, great time on there. And one last new thing that I want to share with you is that my job status gradually changes. Yes, I'm moving on to freelancing again, trying to attract new clients, revive old ones. All of this has an, let's say, momentum right now. For sure this has a curve till it stabilizes. Hopefully in the next 5 or 6 months max, I will be on the same economical status as I used to be when I was working full-time. And thank you again for sharing your amazing comments. Thank you for communicating so much with me. I really appreciate it, and it counts way too much to me to be in contact with all of you. And hope this to broaden up in the future, because I consider you as a family. So it's glad to have you here. Shall we get started with some of your questions? I don't have many of them, but I do have, and we can go on. And first question is Marty Mcfee, George from Greece. If you don't know George, George is a friend. He became a friend. He does drum covers from my drums only videos that I publish. George, you can ask at any time you want my files into full quality and not just the compressed that YouTube gives you, in order to make even better your videos. And we can collaborate on that. That's my idea. Don't hesitate to ask them. I keep a file, let's say 2 years ago. So, if any of those songs you want to do a cover for them, feel free to ask for the files. It will be my pleasure to give them. Well, what George said. He wrote his comment and question in Greek. He said, "Good morning, Stamatis. With a time delay, I just saw this upload. I want to have my calmness and to watch carefully all of these very interesting things that you are referring to. Especially, I got in trouble when it comes to asynchronous movements between feet and hands in the drums, left and right hand in the piano. It's a mind fuck for me who play the guitar. I try to practice on that with the piano, but there are times that I want to throw the piano from the balcony. Bravo for this episode and thank you for the reference. Hope you are well. See you on your next video." Yeah, George. When it comes to asynchronous playing, have asynchronous movements, let's say doing two things on the same time with two different limbs. This might be two hands, hand and the feet, both hands and the feet. This must start slow, very slow, in order to program all of these things, your mind. And you always start with simple things. So, one hand can play quarter notes and the other one can play eighth notes. You can do pretty much the opposite to strengthen up your left hand. That can be expanded later on to play 16th notes. To play triplets over quarters. And etc., etc., etc. And also, in order to realize better how things can play, you can always use MuseScore. And not sure about your familiarity with the music notation. You can use a polyphonic way to represent things in MuseScore and have one voice for your hand and second voice for the other hand, or pretty much follow the classic music notation on the piano, where you have one staff for your left hand and one for your right hand. And usually they use different clef. Your left hand is in the bass clef and the other one is in the treble clef. Hope this answers your question. As about hand and feet, you can do pretty much the same exercise I just showed you, and with triplets, with eighth notes, with 16th notes, alternating patterns between the limbs, and just trying be on time always, and start slow so that you can push your limb to be on time, you can push your limb to follow easier without making your mind a real spaghetti. And one small trick here that always saves time and works out is when you feel out that your mind goes to blow, take a break. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, take a break. Get some fresh air, drink some water, and come back. Or even if that insists on that day, leave it for the next day. It's important when you first have first touch with something, your mind to realize that. It's important. It's one of the secrets of learning things. You get in touch first time, leave some time, get back on it again, leave some gap again, and that's pretty much how it goes. Hope this answers your question. And of course, I'm waiting for your next cover. Guys, he is doing amazing job on my drums only videos. Links of his covers can be found in the description below. I will drop some just for you to go and check. He's amazing. And also Oswald Montoya, another subscriber, which dropped me a question, and it will be a pleasure and an honor to have them here, as honor is each question you place for me to answer. So Oswald Montoya plays the guitar and collaborates very well with Marty Mcfee. Go and check them out. Next question goes, who else? Stamatis Tsolelis. My brother with the same name. One of my very first subscribers. And a true fanatic fan, I might say. He definitely drops a comment on every video I release. And Stamati, I really appreciate that. With Stamatis said, protein for the people, eggs forever. Thank you for the explanation, but I think it's a combination of two ways to play it needed. I'm not saying you must play always hard, but in some parts when strength is needed to feel, as example, or pause crashes. I like very much the playing of Nick Menza of Megadeth, that I think I didn't do something like this you explain here. This way you will talk here, plays Marco Miniman, but hits are strong, so didn't seem too close to this, but it seems same. Stamatis. As about the technique, Marco and also Jojo Meyer, Thomas Lang, and many others do pretty much the same technique as I do. As about the sound, I just realized what weakens up my toms in the mix. This has not to deal with the strength with the power that each hit has on the toms. Because on the snare, you can feel it. This has to deal mostly with the sound engineering part and not the technique. There is enough power in the hits. As long as you lengthen up the distance between the drum head and the tip of the stick, each hit becomes harder and harder. It travels for longer distance and it reaches out to a higher velocity, which is interpreted in higher kinetic energy, etc., etc., etc. I won't go through physics on that. As about inertia and any other things that occur when you hit the drum with your drum stick. But the hits are strong, no matter of the technique. When you start practicing a technique, your goal is to be able to play in a variety of dynamics situations where each hit can be different from the other. So you can have piano possibile, you can have forte, you can have forte possibile. In a piano possibile you may have a sforzato in forte possibile, etc., etc., etc. So when you master a technique, you master it for the whole range of the dynamic that you have to use in your playing. And as about my sound, this is caused by my tuning, as I discovered that the decay kills the hits of the toms, and so I need to shorten up the decay somehow. Probably right now I have intervals in tuning, butter head and reso a perfect fifth. I will go to perfect fourth, and that will make that will kill some of the decay. Nick Menza, when he used to be alive, because my info is that he passed away some time ago, not sure when, but I can check out and come up with a reference in next episode. And he was using pretty much the same technique that Neil Peart was using. He was using American grip most of the time, and with a lot of fingers. So fingers are everywhere. Hope this answers your question. Waiting for your comment to go the discussion in a level above. Next comment is from Brian Gribin. Brian, as usual, places short comments, but with great value on them. And with Brian we did a couple of collaborations together. You can check them out in the description below. And Brian is asking, he said, "Hey Stamatis, sorry you didn't get more questions on this one. It's about episode 4 that I came up without having any questions to answer at that time. Here's another one from me. What advice would you give to drummers on a tight budget?" Well, guys, we are in difficult times. Everything, the prices are climbing up day by day. So not sure if some of us may be rich, some of us may not. To those that are in a tight budget, one of the things that I suggest to do, just because I used to be on that position as well, and I remember I'm taking as example on myself, you try to get the best you can with the money you have. That does not mean you always need to buy new, shiny, brand new equipment. There are always chances out there to find used, in great condition, that performs very well. So if so you can easily find, for example, a Tama Rockstar. It's cheap, very cheap drum set, but sounds good, and also is very good on recording in the studio. For example, you can find a Tama Rockstar of the 80s or 90s, a used one. Just try to get it just try to find it in an excellent condition. There are still many of them out there waiting to be sold, mostly on eBay. Classified ads somewhere in forums. In your location where to search for such equipment, and find out the best you can afford. And for cameras or microphones, etc., 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 there are out there cheap microphones that perform very well with the half price of the expensive ones. For sure, a recording studio won't use them. It's a matter of a prestige, it's a matter of the collaboration they have with the manufacturer of the expensive microphones. I don't go through brands, etc., etc. But let's say the T-Bone microphones perform very well. You can use them. I use them a lot when I used to have a recording studio, and some of them are still in use on my drum set. My Octobans and my Rototoms are mic'd with T-Bones. Do they sound good? I think they sound perfect to my ears, especially for the price I paid them. At that time I spent 40 euros per set, and that set was consisted of 4 tom microphones and 1 kick microphone. So have your eyes open for chances to find cheap equipment at a good condition if it's used, or best value for the money you have. Sometimes out there are cheap equipment you can buy and use and be happy with that. Hope that answers your question, Brian. If not, you can narrow up what you mean in order to narrow up my answer. Next question is from Oswald Montoya. Oswald Montoya is a friend of Marty Mcfee, subscriber of myself as well. I sent him some files to collaborate with him on a project. I'm still waiting for the fate of that collaboration. And for sure, he's a great guy. Oswald said, comparing your sound with the same other drummer musicians, you have a very good balance and mix. Congratulations, my friend. And you play very well. Your skills and equipment are awesome. Well, let's talk somehow about the sound. Yes, I used to be a sound engineer running my own, I still am a sound engineer, running my own recording studio. I have some of experience there, but also when I started doing my videos and watching tutorials about advice on what to do, what not to do, all of the people was telling that it's better to have poor quality in the video and to sound as perfect as possible rather than having a good image and poor sound quality. So I invested time to learn up my space on how my booth behaves, how my drum set behaves, my old one, this one, how my control room behaves, in order to achieve the best I can for your ears. For sure, there can be improvisations and things will change. I'm also in a communication with a friend, sound engineer, to collaborate with him. More on that will come in a future episode. Hope that answers your question, Oswald. And last but not least, a Swedish friend. He is one of my most hot commenters, as we do dialogues in the comments. He's from Sweden. He does Kiss, mostly Kiss songs, and in general vintage songs, some Bonnie Tyler, some Rainbow. Go and check him out. His channel is also in the description below. And that friend is Björn Johansson. Not sure, brother, if I pronounce correctly your name. If not, let me know on how it's pronounced in order to know how to tell it in the future. So my friend from Sweden told, everything's fine, my friend, without I have huge problem with a song that practice now. Hope you're fine. To guess I'm boring because of the moment I have None. Or why not? How do you practice your double bass playing? What exercises you can suggest? That goes one level below of what my other friend Joaquim, el baterista rupestre, asked for a couple of episodes ago. What practice do I do? Usually I have a pyramid exercise where I start with quarters, then I expand to triplets of quarters, then eighth notes, triplets of eighth notes, 16th notes, quintuplets, sextuplets, septuplets, 32nd notes. That goes with the fit. In tempo, you can start up with 40 to 50 with a click, and play that with your feet. When you are confident with that, then you can add up on it your hands. Let's say play straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and while on the feet you play quarters, quarter triplets, eighth notes, etc., etc. I can go through this in a future how-to video if you want to. Once you are confident with that, then you can expand that so that you can climb the pyramid from the speed aspect. You go from very slow to very fast, 30-second notes, and then start decreasing the speed to reach out again the slow part. And that part is the most difficult. Not sure if you get what I mean, but I can come up in the future if you are interested into with a video about that exercise. It's quite simple and very interesting, as you can use that exercise for many purposes, not only your feet. Hope that answers your question. Also, a good suggestion, it should be the first pages with the paradiddles of the stick control. Very useful. That will give you strength, will give you also stamina and independence between your feet. You can do it on your hands as well, all of these. You will see after a couple of months a completely different approach than what you see right now as about your hand and your feet. They will start to move in somehow strange, with more easy. As you insist on that, that will build up, and you will start flying then. And with this and that, we reached up this episode to its end. Thank you so much for your beautiful questions. If you have some of them, please drop them in the comments below, and see you on next Friday. If it happens to land on this video for your first time, please subscribe, hit the notification bell to get informed when a new video will be released. Hit the like button if you liked this video. Share my video with your friends if you like them so much. Spread the word about me, help me grow. And as I will grow, I think you will grow with me as well. And if it happens to have some spare time, navigate through my videos just to see some covers I have, some drums only covers I have. If you need any of my drums only videos for collaboration or want to collaborate, feel free to drop me a line. I'm available and I want to collaborate. I'm doing an opening in that area. So, the next episode will be on next Friday. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, be happy, have fun, and see you next Friday. Bye everybody!